Hey guys, welcome to our second lesson on index laws. In this lesson we're going to be looking at two different kinds of index laws. They are index powers of zero, which means something to the power of zero, and powers of powers. And what I mean by that is, say, something like this: x squared and then that whole thing cubed. Before we jump into that, I have a getting better at maths question here for you. I would like you to pause the video and have a think about the answer to this. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at trying to answer this question yourself. We have here a diagram showing how 5 people are related based on their height, with arrow pointing to so for example this arrow says Con is taller than David. So I think the answer here is Anna, because Anna is taller than Belle and Belle is taller than the two people that she connects to, so that means Anna has to be the tallest. So a quick bit of revision from last class. I'm going to show you how to do the first one, and then I'll get you guys to have a go at question 2 and 3. So we deal with the top first. When we multiply together the same base with different indices, we can simply add the indices together. We're going to pretend this isn't here for a second and just deal with the top. And we'll end up with x to the power of 11. Now, when we divide two numbers with the same base, x in both cases, we can subtract the indices. And so the final answer here is x to the power of 8. Now I'll get you guys to pause the video and have a go at question 2 and 3 yourself, and when you come back I will give you the answers. Okay, so for question 2 here, we can really split this up into two parts. And then we can deal with them the same way we would any other question. It's just b to the power of 5 minus 2, and then a to the power of 7 minus 4. So our final answer is going to be b cubed and a cubed. And question 3 is quite similar to question 1. But this time, what I'm going to do is put it all on one line. And once you get more comfortable with this kind of question, I'm happy for you to do this, rather than splitting it up into a over and then making it like this. I'm happy for you to do it all in one go, because you'll see that we come out with the same answer in the end. Alright, we're talking about the zero power right now, so I'm going to tell you what a zero power means, and then I'm going to show you here why it means that. If we take a to the power of 0, the answer is 1. If we take 3 to the power of 0, the answer is 1. Anything to the power of 0 just equals 1. And let me show you why that's the case. If we have this question here, a cubed divided by a cubed, what does that mean? Well, we know what that means. We can take this power and subtract this power from it. And we end up with a to the power of 3 minus 3, which is a to the power of 0. But what is something we know about this? We have the same thing on the top divided by the same thing on the bottom. What happens when we divide something by itself? It just equals 1, doesn't it? So in this case, this equals 1, which means this equals 1. Because these two things are the same. So this is an example applying what we just learned up there, applying the 0 power. Remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So if we're taking everything inside these brackets and raising it to the power of 0, it's just going to equal 1. But here in part B, we have only what's here in the brackets being raised to the power of 0. So what this is 3 times 1. The answer to that is 3, not 1, because it's only this stuff that goes to 1. And then we'll have a similar issue here. Now, everything inside the brackets here is raised to the power of 0, but in this expression, it's only the y that's raised to the power of 0. So this is going to be 2 times 1 minus 1, which is going to be 1. Alright, now moving on to a power of a power. So what happens here is we take these two powers and we actually multiply them together. X to the power of 5 times 4, or x to the power of 20. And again over here. Now the same thing happens here as what happened up here. This 3 out the front is not affected by our power. But what happens with our power is we multiply them together. Right guys, you have the choice now of either going to the textbook on iLearn, finding exercise 7C on page 347, and answering question 5 up to question 9, but only do the first 2 columns. Or if you would like, underneath this video you'll find an EP lesson. You can do that as well. You don't have to do both, you only have to do one. Thanks guys.